Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making this cute little woodland mobile that is going in my baby's nursery. I crocheted all of the little motifs that you see hanging from it there, the trees, the mountains, and then I also made a little log cabin. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a tree, but I'll go over how to modify this to make the mountain as well. So we're going to start with a chain of 25. And I'm using a G6 hook, and then we're just going to double crochet in the third stitch from our hook and then keep double crocheting all the way down the line. I am using Lion Brand Heartland yarn in this pretty green color also, but you can use any worsted weight for this, will be great. So here we are finishing that first row of double crochets. So you should have 23 double crochets here. We're going to chain 2 and turn, and then we're going to start with a double crochet decrease. So that's pull up a loop, pull through the first 2, and then go into the next stitch, pull through the first 2, and then pull through the last 3 loops. So double crochet decrease, and then we're going to double crochet all the way down the line until we get to those last couple of stitches. So here we are finishing up our last couple of regular double crochets. And then we're going to work a double crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches of the row also. So you're going to keep repeating this second row on and on and on. The number of regular double crochets in the middle will change as you keep decreasing. But basically we're just going to chain 2 and turn in between and start and end each row with a double crochet decrease. So not a whole lot of counting here, just go ahead and double crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches of each row and then regular double crochets all the way down until you get to the last 2 stitches and do another decrease. And we're going to keep doing this on and on until we get to the very top, and you should only have 2 stitches left. This should wind up making a perfect triangle. So here we are finishing the 3rd row. Just seeing what it's looking like. It should start coming in and making like a trapezoid shape. And here we are going on with the next one, starting with a double crochet decrease, and just keep on repeating this with a decrease on each end until you get to the point where you only have 2 stitches left, and then we're just going to do 1 double crochet decrease to join them together. So just a basic triangle pattern here. And you need to make 2 of these for each tree that you want to make. So here we are, we have 2 of them, and I am just single crocheting all around the edges to join this together. You could use a whip stitch. There's lots of different options for, sewing pieces of things together with crochet. I prefer just the single crochet. It seems to give this tree a little bit more of an edge. But go ahead and single crochet all the way around your triangles and leave a couple inches of a gap before you come back to where you started. And then you can go ahead and take your hook out. Now at this point we need to stuff our tree to make it kind of puffy and plushy. And what I use for this is I just use some yarn scraps. I keep a little trash can next to my green chair that you always see me crocheting in. And whenever I snip my yarn from any project, or if I pull something out and the yarn looks funny, I just throw it in this little trash can, and whenever I'm doing amigurumi or something that needs stuffing, I use those yarn scraps, and you can't tell, it works great. So here we are after we've stuffed it. I don't stuff it like really plush, just enough to give it some life and some shape. And then just go ahead and keep single crocheting to close up that hole that you left for stuffing. And then once you get back to where you started, you can just go ahead and finish off your yarn. This is all we're going to do with the green. You don't need to leave a long tail because you're just going to weave in all your ends, and we're going to tie this onto our mobile later. So here we are just going ahead and weaving those ends in. You can use your hook to work in and around the stitches and just kind of pull that yarn in and around, or you can use a tapestry needle. Here you can see I'm using a combination of both. I do want to mention here, if you are making the mountain, you are going to do this exact same pattern, the same thing I just did. You're just going to use a gray yarn, and then you're going to color change to white after about 8 or 9 rows, and then just finish the top few rows in white. So if you would like to do a mountain, just go ahead and do that. So for the tree though, we do need to add the little tree stump on the bottom. So I'm using just a chocolate brown Vanna's Choice yarn here and inserting your hook a little off center. I'm just going to do basically a little square of double crochets, 3 little rows of 5 double crochets. So just find your center stitch from those single crochets where you single crocheted around, and then count 2 to the right side of center, and that's where you want to insert your hook, and then just go ahead and work 5 double crochets. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn, and then just do 3 rows of 5 double crochets in each row with a chain 2 and turn. Very quick, very simple. Nothing too complicated here, just for that little tree stump, so you just need a little bit of brown yarn. And again, all of the details for this entire pattern and a more in-depth explanation on making the mountain will be over on my blog, so make sure to look in the About box for the link to the pattern over on my blog. So I made 2 mountains, 2 trees, and then a whole bunch of pom-poms in kind of the color scheme of my nursery. I'm doing, the whole nursery is a woodland theme, which I'm sure you could pick up by now. So I did kind of an oatmeal color, blue, green, burnt orange, some browns in there, and I took an embroidery hoop. This is a 10-inch embroidery hoop, and I just took the outside hoop off, and you could save that for another mobile or for another project that you would need a wooden hoop for. And I just used the inside hoop alone, and it was plenty sturdy enough to hold up these little crochet guys here. So I just tied on all of my pom-poms and my mountains and my trees, and I also made a little log cabin, and if you'd like the pattern for that, please go over and visit my blog again in the About box. And I just tied all of these on at kind of varying heights with the yarn that matched that particular little motif, and here I am just kind of snipping them and arranging them. I also covered the embroidery hoop in a like Hunter Kelly Green yarn. I believe this is Kelly Green by Lion Brand Vanna's Choice. And I just wrapped it around the embroidery hoop just to give it a little bit of a more finished look, just make it look a little more polished. You could leave it plain and just leave the wood exposed. It's totally up to you, but I liked how it looked with some yarn kind of finishing it off. So this is a very, very easy project. It did not take me very long at all. I did it over the course of a couple of days. And that is kind of it. You just want to tie off that yarn. I used more yarn and fishing line to secure it into the ceiling and got some help from my fiance to hang it for me. Because being 7 months pregnant, I probably shouldn't be climbing up on a ladder right now. So definitely get some help hanging this. And you guys are all done. I hope you enjoyed this little woodland crochet baby mobile. Be sure to visit my blog for all of the patterns and even more explanation and great pictures. I'll see you guys in the next video.